Please wait for me very
ladies,
well.
Ladies like to be
We
waited
like being
for.
waited
They
for.
like taking
They
care of
enjoy
themselves
it.
so much.
That attention.
Attention.
We like pouring our hair most of the time.
yeah.
We like the attention.
I can't imagine when you see a baby of about 3 years, 6 years, and then she made her hair. You just see her, she did like this. I'll be wondering, where did they learn all this from? It's inborn anyway.
Okay,
all right, guys.
okay.
Yeah. So I'd like us to look at some other thing that has been hanging there. We've talked about the P square and the issues, and we related it to their wives because their problem started immediately after their marriage or so. We also have considered some other things that women or the spouses that we marry will have a role to play. So, and I will agree that the spouse, the man you marry, the woman you marry has a way, either it makes you or it mars you. Yeah. So I like us to look at the marital choices that we make and how it turns out for us or against us, So guys, I don't know. You've been married for several years. I don't know. What were your conditions or your considerations before you made a choice of who you married? And if given now, would you have made the same, considerations? I'm not saying the same woman because I know she's a heavenly bound. The two of us who are going to heaven together. So we are going to heaven together. So now, what were the considerations that you made before you got into marriage?
Everybody have their take or the way they understand life. Me, I have a piece of up and down, the other side and the other side. I know the difference. So I followed my dad's trend. My dad didn't go for the high and mighty. Do you understand? And he actually worked for him.
Okay.
You understand? My father is this type that like family values. These are who we are. These are how we do things. He liked to market, and he would like you to follow it. That's my take on it.
He likes to be in control.
Not really control. He likes
having his family under
control. Yes,
watch,
you can say that again. That's what he likes. Yeah. He likes anywhere you see his one of his family. This is the Agos. Yes, this is them. That's the kind of
how come they gave birth to such a bad guy like you?
That is the way I wanted to.
It is one strange thing about life. There in Igbo land or in my village, we used to say that no muipado ni ba amado. A king.
Yeah.
There is no type of human being you won't see there.
Okay.
If you don't see it complete, then if you give birth to all quiet one, the enemies will come and carry your gate and you won't do anything. But if you get one crazy, one cool, one stubborn, one this, one that, there is not anybody, this is my turn, leave this one, I can handle this one. This one will come, leave this one. So it's like that. So
it's okay, yeah. For some people.
Let me clean it up.
Okay.
I wanted something that will average and balance family. That's what was in my mind. When you can say something out of experience, you can train a child out of experience, you can tell him that life is not about up only. There is a place for up, there is a place down. So balance it.
Balanced life.
Mm-hmm. That's what I have in mind.
It's okay, yeah, but again, we have this diversity when you want to marry. You're marrying somebody from a different background. In some cases, you're educated. Your spouse is not educated. You are outgoing. Your spouse is not outgoing. Your family is well-to-do. Maybe everybody in your home is a graduate, and where you're going into probably is a polygamous home, and they didn't even go to school, and all of those. So all those mismatches, did they make any sense to you at the time you were thinking about settling down?
Story of my
life. So let's hear.
Oh, well, as at then, those things never really I didn't see it as an issue. It wasn't much of an issue. But right now, with the experiences I've had, I mean, it's going to be different, honestly.
You know, they say it doesn't matter will become the matter arising tomorrow.
Exactly.
What you didn't consider as anything could turn out
it's
to
not
be.
something.
You know, somebody was saying that young guys, people are going out of marriage, and some people are rushing
into
marriage.
marriage.
You understand? So, and those who are rushing in wouldn't know what those who are going out had seen. Do you understand? So, I think this discourse is important because there are people who are planning as we are talking. Today is Saturday.
Some people are already on the altar.
On the altar.
Now.
Yes.
Saying all the sweet things, you know.
There's this pastor that I heard that said that that he's be begging young people to stop having sex before marriage. Then if you go to the other room, he'll be telling couples who are married, please have sex. That he's confused. He doesn't know what to do. He'll be begging these people and begging these people. That is just. But the truth is, what the problem in most marriages are when they stop having sex, quotes and unquotes. When there's that bridge, everybody begin to claim, must it be me, must it be me? Everybody will begin to reason different.
So I want to ask you, like, you want to get married. Are you going to check that the spouse I will marry must know how to knack?
Please, it's very important.
Is that a consideration?
Very, very important.
Is that a consideration, like?
Very, very important, because if you don't, by the time you enter there and it's not performing, you have a problem. Infidelity comes in and every other thing comes in. So it's important.
That's the difference between millennium marriage and our father's marriage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We did our father's type. You know, life. If you are so conscious of it, you lose it.
Okay.
The beauty about life is faith. Put your faith in line. That way,
leaping
is
into
sweet.
the unknown with
That
expectations.
way is sweet. So many of us, I was brought up in a very strong Christian background. We were Presbyterians. Those days, my father at the time stopped going to church, but there is nothing about Christianity that is not capital in my house. You must go to church every Sunday. You must even go to midweek service. There is no boyfriend, there is no girlfriend, there is no this, some of us didn't test before we get married. But we have faith that the person
that
will
you're
do
a performer.
And it works.
Okay. The other way around.
You have faith.
But what if you ended up finding yourself in that kind of situation where you never tested? It's not like I'm a fan.
I understand.
I'm a fan of testing.
I can
but with the recent happenings now, I feel it's also necessary.
Do you know that a woman can decide to be doing it despite she doesn't enjoy it? She'll be doing it to maintain relationship. Do you know that a man can train himself to be a machine if he makes up his mind? The thing about it is, do you have a reason why you should do it? If your spouse give you a reason why you should do it, you train yourself to be as good as what the person wants. The problem is communication. The person haven't found reason why I should do it. Go to extra mile.
I like us to hear. Let's know what Austin's take is.
All right, thank you very much. The truth is that just like when you started, you mentioned about probably, let's assuming you're educated and your spouse is not an adult.
Yeah.
That affects marriage a lot. Mm-hmm. I had one wonderful experience when I was in Port Harcourt in a brother's house. His wife happened to be a graduate. He himself actually was not. So I noticed there was a big problem in their marriage. Why? Because the mode of reasoning
is different.
Now, do you know one shocking thing? I had one night, because then I was putting up with him before I rented an apartment when I went to Port Harcourt newly. The wife went to market. She bought a very big fry pan after buying the market, the food stocks and all that. So when I came in, I was watching news. I heard him asking the wife, what fry pan is this? Mm-hmm. So I was not paying attention actually. So I just continued. So the next thing he said, why would she buy this kind of big fry pan? I thought it was a joke. Because I didn't want to imagine it. The next thing he said, you want to fry all my money.
Yeah.
This was looking like a joke.
I can relate.
But before God and man.
Are you serious?
I can relate.
Before God and man.
Very well.
It became an issue.
Before you know, he pulled the center stool this thing to break
Getting
the woman's head.
aggressive.
For frying, for attempting to fry his money.
You gave a woman money to market after buying
everything, all the
That was
necessary
still
things.
spend money.
And she
They
needed to buy
big
something
pan.
meaningful
Fry pan for your house.
that you should appreciate.
This I'm telling you was a big wahala.
Wow.
I know what it took me to settle that fight that night. So so later on, because it was later I began to, because later I sat down with him, I was like, what's the problem with buying fry pan? He said, I don't know what I'm saying, no. That this one want to use this fry pan to fry all his money. As serious as that, oh. So you can imagine. So later, I sat down and I was able to analyze, so you found out that the reasoning differs.
It
Yeah.
differs.
So once that gap is there, because most times,
The gap.
once you're literate enough, the way you will reason is different.
Yes.
Once you can't reason alike, it's a very big disaster in marriage.
Yeah, I suppose what we're talking
Honestly.
about is not about academic exposure. Maybe I am a degree holder, but just exposure, being informed,
Generally,
Exactly.
being in tune with life and what it
Do you
what
know
it
that
gives.
when we were in school, what my father called university is marahadum.
Exactly.
Expect you when you go to school, when you go to
know
university, you
Living
know
a balanced
everything.
life, because somebody can be a professor, but he still has
Naive in
That's-
yes,
Yeah.
he still have some level of naivety in his living,
Yeah.
So it's
So
not
when
about,
you know everything, it kind of makes everything balanced.
So then, secondly, before I forget, when we were talking about the issue of sex and all that, very, very important in marriage. Just like you were asking, is it to know actually your spouse what before the marriage and all that? Now, even if, let's assume you got into it, faith is okay. It works for some people, it doesn't work for some people. That's the truth. So, but let's assume you have gone into it already. The most important thing is for that your partner to be health-wise okay first. If he or she is okay, every other thing can be taught.
Yes.
The mistake most couples make in marriage is that they don't discuss sex.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't.
You are having
Some
a-
people feel it's abomination.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's not something you talk
They
about.
don't discuss sex, and if definitely you're having sex with your partner, you enjoy it this way. Tell the person.
You're talking.
Voice it out.
You need to
You're
discuss.
talking. Do it like this. Do it
This
like
is how I like
you know?
it. I like this, so I like blowjob. But you say it.
Open
You
your
know, so
mouth
that
and say
even
it.
if the woman doesn't or he or she doesn't actually know about that, you can teach that person.
Yes.
But the main thing, health-wise, the person should be okay. Not falling into maybe you don't enter and the man don't know the work again. How you want start? That's a disaster. It's a big problem.
we're living in a time of nyash na nyash. Yeah, we're in the time of nyash na nyash.
Yes.
Everything here is about nyash. Do you understand? Now, but marriage for me is beyond nyash.
It's beyond
Yes,
nyash.
it's beyond that.
You know, somebody was
Beyond
asking,
nyash and bombs.
what do you bring to the table? You're coming into a marriage, you're coming into a home. What are you coming with? Just your nyash? Is that enough? You understand?